Alright guys, my big announcement. I've been waiting to tell you this for so long, and I'm about to. Are you ready? Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today is a teacher vlog, like an actual full-on teacher vlog. Today is day 2 of school. Cannot believe we're back at school, it's crazy. So yeah, today is day 2, the second day of school. I did not film on the first day of school because I try to just let myself really get comfortable with my schedule. I have a little different schedule this year, and then also I just want to kind of get used to my students and just the flow of everything. So I usually just film on day 2, the second day of school. And yesterday was a really good day though. For me though, the second day of school, the third day of school, the 4th, 5th, and 6th day of school feel the exact same as the first day of school. Hear me out. Do my classes on a 6-day cycle because I am an art teacher. And so I see all of the classes for the first time through cycle 1 through 6. So that means I'm kind of like doing my first day of art activities, my first day of art talks, you know, for all of those 6 days. So really my first day of school is repeated a lot of times, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, but I'm just so used to it now that it doesn't really, you know, bother me or affect me. It's kind of actually comforting because if something doesn't quite go how I wanted it to, I can kind of tweak it for the next class the next day. So that's kind of like a plus of being an art teacher or a music teacher or phys ed, whatever specialist teacher. We kind of have all these different chances to kind of like just tweak it and get it right. However, my lessons I'm doing today, I have been doing for a few years now for the beginning of art. I do change things up a bit, but I will say this year I am not going over expectations in the same way that I have before. In the past, I've really put a lot of emphasis on expectations and gone over them, and I just feel like the kids kind of goes in one ear and out the other, and I think it's more beneficial to introduce them slowly. So I focus on 1 or 2 expectations a class, and I just build upon those expectations. And then I also do that with the procedures too. I introduce a few at a time and I build upon it. Now some of these kids, this is their 5th year with me, so they really are getting in the flow of things. And my beginning time at this school, I kind of switched up what I was doing a little bit, trying to get like my style and my comfy zone of, you know, classroom procedures and things. But the last, I'd say 3 years, I've really kept it the same, which I've noticed now these older kids, it's just so routine to them, and they already know where all the supplies are and they know how to, you know, things work in this room. And then the negative side of that is that they are in such a routine that if you try to mix it up now, or you try to be like stricter about an expectation now, it's kind of hard. It's like you're backtracking. You don't get that fresh start every year. First year here, my kindergartners are now 4th graders, right? Yeah. That is seriously amazing. So I'm going to today show you what I'm doing on the first day of art for these kids. The 2nd graders to 6th graders have a similar lesson, and then the kindergartners through 1st grade have a similar lesson too. Kindergarten is kind of its own thing, especially yesterday on the first day of school when they were really brand new. You just never know how it's gonna go, but I will show you what I have planned and all of that today. Also stay tuned for the end of the video because I can finally tell you guys what has been going on in my life. I'm so excited to tell you. It's been a whirlwind, it's been emotional, it's been all kinds of crazy, so just keep watching for that. All right, so right now it's in the morning, it's beginning of the school day. I'm going to show you my outfit, and then I might have time quick to show you what I'm doing with my older groups, my 2nd through 6th graders. So for my shirt today, I felt like being comfy today. For my shirt, I have on Kind People Are My Kind of People. I got this from the Right Stuff Chicks. If you don't know their shirts, their website, go check them out. I just got this on, like, they were having a half-off sale, and I got 3 shirts, and each one was $12.50. It was an awesome sale, so keep your eye out for sales because they have really great ones. And yeah, I love it. It's my first time wearing it, actually. I got these yesterday. They came in the mail, and then I just put it over top of this dress. It's a sleeveless dress. I do that a lot because it's easy. If you don't have like a cute skirt, just put on your cute like graphic tee over a dress, and then you just tie it on the side and it works really well. And I think this dress is actually from Target, I'm pretty sure at least. Yeah, I don't know, it has buttons going down, but you guys, it has pockets. Every time someone compliments me on a dress, like literally my husband did it this morning, he said he likes this dress, and I was like, yeah, and guess what, it has pockets. It just makes me really happy that my dresses have pockets. So if I can find dresses with pockets, I have to share it because it's such like a good find, I feel like. And then I can clip my ID to my pocket too, which is really, really helpful. And then my shoes are from JCPenney. They're super comfortable. It's from the brand, I think it's called like St. John's Bay. And then for my glasses, I have on these from iBuyDirect. I think they're called the Grace frame, but I just like the black with the black and the black. It just all goes. All right, so this is my easel where I put a lot of the information about the lesson on here. I try to leave this clear for demos, for projecting, because my projector is on the ceiling mounted, which is awesome. But I like to project things here so that I try to leave that clear, and then this is like the information for the students. And I like it too because I can flip it to the back, and then this is the information for K through 1. Love that it's double-sided. And I can just kind of wheel it around too, put it in the front of the room, put it to the side. Love this thing. So they are doing their sketchbook covers. They create a sketchbook every year. They use it all year. It becomes like their, almost like an art diary. I really try to get them to use it as an outlet. I try to get them to use it as practice. Just like I want them to gravitate towards grabbing their sketchbook as a tool. And so they are going to today put their name on the front. I'm teaching them an easy way to do block or bubble letters. I want their name to be big. I want it to be the star. And then they have to put their class code on the inside, and then I just have a little blurb about sketchbooks. You watched my vlogs from last year. You're familiar with my sketchbook routine, but they start off as big strips of paper. They fold them in half, and then they decorate their cover. And we'll stuff these with paper, like probably class 2 or class 3. It usually takes them a couple classes just to do their cover. And then, yeah, like I said, they'll just use them throughout the year. Then the kids get to take them home at the end of the year too. Now, kindergarten and first grade is a lot of review. It's a lot of reviewing procedures and routines and just like simple things that, you know, they just, well, first grade needs a review. Kindergarten needs that explained to them for the first time. And again, I don't throw it all at them at once. That's way too challenging. I do little at a time and I build upon it. So I'm gonna have kindergarten and first grade do a simple drawing activity about their families, and I did this last year and it worked really well. I find that kindergarten, at the time that I have them, they're starting to get sleepy, they're starting to miss their families, and it's like meltdown central. So after we go over things, I try to get them to share about themselves, share about their family, remind them you're gonna see your family when you get home. And so I teach them what a portrait is, and they use this to draw their family. And I have used this as kind of like a pre-assessment too, just to see where they're at with their drawing skills. It really is an eye-opener to me where my students are, you know, what level they are at. And also just the way that they communicate, because then I walk around and I have them explain to me what they're drawing, who their family is, and all of that. Then I also let them take this home, and that way I can say, yeah, you're not with your family now, but this is gonna be an awesome gift for your first day of well, art. I was gonna say school, but it's the second day of school. At the bottom it says artist, and today was my first day of art class. I drew a family portrait. I just made this in PowerPoint, super simple. And I have them decorate the frame too. It's on thicker papers on cardstock, since I do want them to take it home, and I think their families will really like this as well. So it's simple. I don't have that much time with them the first day, since we do go over procedures and things a bit, and just getting the kindergartners settled too. So this, honestly, they're probably drawing for maybe 5 to 8 minutes, and that's plenty. All right, so that's kind of like a quick overview. My camera was on manual focus. Hopefully I wasn't out of focus that whole time. Let's hope. But I'm going to start my day soon. I will hop on here probably around lunch, and then at the end of the day too, to just update and chat with you guys. Who's this?
My dad.
Who's this?
My mom.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, okay, so I did not catch up with you at my lunch period because I had to cover a music class for 4th grade. It went fine, they were great, but it just really threw me on my schedule. And then I had kindergarten and 1st grade, and I don't know if I mentioned this or not already, but I always forget how kindergarten is in the beginning of the year, because really kindergarten is not kindergarten in the beginning of the year. They're preschool, and 1st grade is really still kindergarten. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not the 1st graders that left my art room at the end of last year. So you can't think of them that way, but then I tend to think of them that way, and then they come in and I'm like, whoa, not ready for this. It's just, they're just so young, and that's what it really is. They're just so young. Yesterday's kindergarten was kind of a different story. It was just the basic like things that kindergartners do when it's the beginning of the school year and they're still learning. This class today though, they just don't know yet like how to respect space, that it's not okay to just run around the room and grab things. Like, it's not okay to just touch anything that you see. We always do a tour of the art room for kindergarten. I play music, and when the music's playing, they can walk around the room and they can explore, and then when the music stops, they come back to the carpet. I did model how I wanted that to look, with their arms behind their back together, or together in their, in front of them, or their hands by their side. After I did that, they did much better, but their initial like entrance into the room, I can say I've never had that happen. Just running around grabbing things. I've been teaching 7.5 years. 7 of that was with kindergarten, elementary, and yeah, I've never had that happen that bad. And so my watch, I don't actually think I showed you guys, but I got a new Apple Watch. I had the Series 2, and now this is the Series 4. I'll show you, I can kind of get in focus. So this is the Series 4. I got the gold, but honestly I think it looks more like, I don't know, rose gold. What do you guys think? On the watch, as most of you probably know, there's the heart rate monitor, and I went and looked at my heart rate for today, and literally my highest peak was during kindergarten. Yeah, and that's pretty normal. I feel like my heart rate, like, it's funny, if something stressful happens during the day while teaching, I will check my heart rate and it's like it's just so interesting that you can see that. I wanted to share with you guys the way that I'm teaching my students to do their name on their sketchbook. I can't show you theirs just because it's, of course, their name is like really big on their sketchbook, but I will show you with my name. I wasn't gonna show you this just because I feel like it's pretty basic and standard, but then I don't want to just assume that everyone who's watching knows this trick to teach students how to do block and bubble letters, so I figured I would just do it. If you already know this, if it's basic, great, that means you already know it and that's awesome, and if you don't, then you have a new tool to teach your students how to make block and bubble letters. Alright, so I'm going to try my best with holding my camera up, even though it's kind of hard. So I'm just going to use my name, and I use all capital letters. You don't have to, but you're just gonna write it normal. Whatever word you're doing, you're just gonna write it normal. And I do explain to my students that they should be spaced out. There should be a little gap between each. It's like, farther apart than you would normally write your word for bubble. I tell the students that you're gonna pretend that you're driving around your letter. And we talk about first that bubble, you want curved, big, round lines. Block is more straight lines. So you're driving around each letter, and then since we're driving, I explain, well, you don't want to crash though. So what that means is when you're driving around, you don't want to overlap, basically. So you're driving around your letter, you don't want to crash. Oop. So instead you stop, and then our car becomes an airplane, and you land back down and start again. This, explaining it to them that way, has always really worked. The whole car driving around it, not crashing, lifting up your pencil. I've always it just makes sense to them. You're going to go in and erase all of your lines that you made first, all of the letters that you started doing this with. So I also remind my students to draw very lightly when they do that. And then this is the block lettering. I forgot I had this mirror. I can actually show you guys like my full outfit much easier than I did before. It might be a little dark. I did just up the exposure on my camera, but I turn off the lights like when I'm in here by myself, just because I get headaches from the fluorescent lights. I don't know if you guys do. Let me know if you do. I could get those. I think there's sunglasses, not sunglasses, but they're glasses where they protect your eyes from that, or at least I know it protects it from my computer light. So yeah, I turn off the lights when I can, just to try to like prevent myself from getting more headaches. All right guys, my big announcement. I've been waiting to tell you this for so long, and I'm about to. Are you ready? By the way, I've been loving your comments about everyone thinking that we're pregnant. Not pregnant. We do want to have kids, but I'm not pregnant right now. While I appreciate you guys all guessing, yeah, sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not pregnant, and if I had a glow, it was probably my highlighter. Let's be real. Okay, so let's backtrack first to when I was a kid. I was a little girl, and I used to always say that I was going to move across the street from my parents. And then, you know, life happens, you get jobs in different places. It's something that I always thought about. It's something, a big dream I've had, but when life kind of just happens, I don't know, you're never sure. We got more serious about moving back to where I grew up, I would say the last year. We've been talking about it a lot. And then when we got married, we really started talking about it. And the thing is, where I grew up is very rural. There's not a lot of jobs there, let alone our teacher jobs. So I was like, yeah, okay, we're gonna make this our goal, you know. But I was kind of getting discouraged because I felt like, what if it's 5 years? What if it's 8 years? You know, like this might not happen. I was just kind of getting down on myself. I'm a worrywart, I'm a planner, so if I don't know the plan, if I don't know when things are gonna happen, I hate it. It gives me anxiety, and I start to doubt everything. So like mid-August, I would say, I saw a job posting, and it was for a school right by my hometown. It was like one of my rivals growing up, and I applied. And shocker, it was not for elementary art, it was for middle school and high school art, which I did teach that level my first year of teaching, but I mean, this is my comfort zone. Like, and the thing is, I have this down packed now, you know what I mean? Like, not down packed, not perfect, but I feel comfortable, I feel good. I'm not struggling anymore as a teacher. I'm so familiar with elementary art that it's my comfort zone. And so I was really like struggling with, is this what I want to do? Do I want to go to middle school and high school? But there's just something in my gut saying yes, like apply, just do it. So I applied. I went to the interview, and sure enough, they offered me the job. And I was just so honestly overwhelmed. I've dreamed of this moment, dreamed of getting offered this job. I was so overwhelmed by everything to come. I don't think I let it sink in until like a week later. Like, I was just on full-blown like go mode, trying to figure everything out. Sadly, I don't think I really enjoyed it until about like a week later. When it hit me, I'm like, oh, this is happening. Like, my dream is happening. What this means is that I'm staying at my job now until they can find someone, because I would never do that to a school. I want to say goodbye to my students. I want to say goodbye to my colleagues. I want to have them have time to find a qualified, awesome person to fill my spot. So I'm staying until October. Then my last day here, as of now, is Friday. I start my new job on Monday. I feel like I am completely starting over. I am a firm believer, though, in leaving your comfort zone. I think that if you are comfortable, it's time to find, you know, something that's a little uncomfortable, because that's how you grow and you challenge yourself. I love challenging myself. That's why I like running. I mean, I don't like running, but I run because I love the challenge of it. And as soon as I realized that I was getting nervous to do this because I'm leaving my comfort zone, then I knew, like, well, I had to do it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm teaching middle school and high school because it is such a small school. It's such a small rural school that they are combined. So I have 7th, 8th, and 9th grade that are on a rotation. I will see all the students in those grades. They'll have art, and it's just on a rotation. And then 10th, 11th, and 12th grade are my electives. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I will teach Art 1, Art 2, Advanced Art, Portfolio Prep, I think, Ceramics, and Design. Pumped about design. I'm pumped about all of it, honestly. The idea that these kids have art as an elective, and it's just, I don't know, I'm excited. I will say the room needs some love, so you guys are gonna see me really transform this room, because this room is an art teacher's like dream. It really is. The room I'm in now is so nice. It's so big. I'm blessed with an amazing supportive school that, oh my gosh, the supplies that I get, don't ever for once think that like I'm taking it for granted. I know how lucky I am to get all those supplies and to have a room like this, and know that I also have learned where my priorities are, which I think I'm gonna do a whole other video about that. But it's not always about how big the room is, how much stuff is in it, your supply order. Like, that stuff's great. There's just so much more to it though. I'm excited though to bring you guys along to transform the other room and just kind of make it my little home, my classroom, just like I made this one. Because when I went into this one, it was messy and it was big and it had lots of stuff, but like it wasn't what it is now. I mean, I painted murals and I worked really hard to make it what it is and to make it mine, and so I'm excited to do that all over again. So the hardest part of this, of course, is leaving my students, and I'm looking at my timestamp thing now on my video, and it's like super long. I've been talking, but this is a big deal, so I'm gonna keep talking. Yeah, saying goodbye to my students is gonna be really hard. I told them during their first days of art, which is why I've been waiting to tell you. Out of respect for them, I wasn't gonna come on here and be like, I'm moving, because I have students who watch my channel, and I wanted to tell them first before I put it all over the internet. Basically, it was hard, but it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be, because I'm not saying goodbye yet. The day I actually say goodbye though, I know it's gonna be really hard for me. You have to keep in mind, I've had these kids for, this will be the 5th year I had them. I've built really strong relationships with many of them. You know, I had a lot of students who said, I'm really sad, but I'm happy for you. And you wouldn't believe the ones who said that. Some of them were older, but some of them were actually young, who were able to process it and say, yeah, I'm really happy for you though, but I am sad, but I'm glad, you know, you're going and doing this, and this is what your dream is. So I thought that was so sweet, that like, if you're just real with the kids, and I was real with them, I was just very honest and explained to them, you know, that this is what's good for my family, this is a dream of mine, and I'm sad to say bye to you, but this is really good for me. And they responded to that. We're moving, but we're not fully moving yet. So basically with that, there's gonna be a lot of probably content about that as well. And I've been talking to you guys a lot about maybe starting a second channel. This is really the perfect time for us to do that, because we have land, thankfully, because my parents have land and they are graciously giving us some. And so we are planning to put a house on that land, but there's a lot that goes into that. Once we get the house on the land and everything, that's like not where the story is going to end, because we really want to build ourselves as well. We want to either expand on a house. If we get a house that doesn't need that, we're going to be building a garden shed, we're going to be building a chicken coop, we're going to be having animals, we're going to be building a barn. Like, these are all long-term goals, but it's stuff that we want to do. We want to have a little like hobby farm, homestead, and that's what our second channel would be about. And our family too. When we have kids, I want to document that. I want to document like a nursery tour, like all that kind of family stuff, along with the country homesteading aspect is my vision for that second channel. It's gonna be a wild ride, having me switch from elementary to middle school and high school. I'm gonna totally revamp a new classroom. I'm gonna totally dive into new curriculum and new lessons and all this stuff. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm excited. I'm excited to share it with you guys. And that is why I didn't like have a huge classroom setup. And I wanted to show you guys so bad, but I couldn't. I did that one video and then I found out I got the job. And then I didn't come in my classroom because I was like back and forth filling out paperwork and doing all this stuff, and my life was crazy. And then I came in another time to set it up for the school year, but I'm also packing too. Like, so I have to set up my classroom for the school year to be functional, but I'm trying to take all of my stuff out of here as well. So that is why I was losing my mind, and I couldn't tell you guys, like, I'm not gonna have like all these classroom setups and do all this stuff that I usually would do because I'm not gonna be here the whole year. So that is my announcement, and it feels so good to tell you guys this, honestly. If I didn't answer something, definitely comment below, ask me questions down there. I accept positive comments of love and support too, because I'm gonna need it. It's gonna be a challenging year, but you know, you guys never disappoint in that category. I feel like we always have a very positive vibe on my channel, which I love, because negativity doesn't fly with me. That's why I started my channel, to boost positivity and education. So yeah, I feel like you guys are always so positive and happy and supportive, so thank you. Okay guys, it is now time for me to head home. It's like 5 o'clock. No, it's 4:30, but it's 4:30 and I'm ready for tomorrow. I'm already set up, so I'm done in my classroom and I have to head home. I have to stop actually at Walmart. I just remember that. I have to stop at Walmart and get a few groceries, and then I'm heading home. And yeah, tomorrow I'm doing it all over again. So I will catch you guys in my next vlog. Thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll chat later. Bye.